Hello, everybody listening to the Fairweather Podcast. It's your boy 2K Suave. I'm here with my boy A-Rod. It's a special beer-themed episode. Apparently, it's National Beer Day as we're recording this. So we got some of our favorite beer moments in sports history as our backgrounds right now if you're watching the video. I, for one, my favorite wrestler is Stone Cold Steve Austin, so A-Rod stole the show. But, LeBron's my guy, so I got LeBron with J.R. Smith, featuring J.R. Smith with a little beer action on the court. So it's a good day right now.
It is National Beer Day. We do record on Wednesdays. We do air it Thursday. So just a heads up, this is always recorded on a Wednesday.
Sometimes. Sometimes we have our emergency Thursday recordings or Tuesday recordings.
We've had a few of those, but we've been pretty good at, sticking to the script on Thursdays and doing it that way. But there's the occasional emergency. So let's run down what we're going to talk about today. We didn't touch baseball or NCAA Final Four last episode, so we're going to touch NCAA championship today. Bears knocking off the Zags. We'll jump into the start of the MLB season. I know it's Series 1 and 2 opening day games for teams, so there's not a lot of baseball to touch on. But there's some interesting things going on. Fernando Tatis, a big name player, going down. How that impacts the game, his team, all that. We put out our mock drafts 1.0. We're going to try and put out 3 before the draft starts. So we'll jump into the NFL draft. My take on the whole Sam Darnold thing. I'm kind of heartbroken over that, but it is what it is.
He's excited, don't worry.
We'll see. And then we usually do where'd he go to college as the last segment, but today we're gonna skip that just this week. And we're gonna jump into ESPN decided to put out once again another controversial list on their top.
It wasn't controversial, it was terrible, but yeah.
Yeah, very, very terrible. That guy should be fired. But top 10 NBA players 25 and younger. KK and I'll give our list and that's the show. So let's start it off. NCAA tournament is done. Everybody wanted to see a perfect season with the Zags.
Not me.
But the Baylor Bears. Oh, also shout out to our bracket winner, Jimmy Kratz. We ran you some money. Enjoy the little fortune we sent you. You won the bracket challenge without even picking the right winner, but you got the right 2 teams. So I guess that counts for something.
Yeah, it does.
But so Gonzaga almost won a 32 perfect season, but came up short at the end to the Baylor Bears, who just shot out the gym. Was that something you were expecting, or were you expecting a bigger and better game out of the Zags on that?
So first of all, I didn't even expect the Gonzaga to even make it to the national championship game. I've never had respect for the Gonzaga from the Adam Morrison days till now. It's the same story every year. They're for whatever reason always. How they always get on like level of competition and stuff like that. Tell me who the hell Gonzaga plays every year, but they always in the top 3, top 4 for some reason. I'm like, okay, I have no respect for Gonzaga. I don't care if they lose. I'm happy they got blown out. I thought they would lose a couple games before that. You got to give Jalen Suggs some credit. He's a lot better than I thought he would be. We'll see how he does in the NBA. He's one and done, I'm assuming. So we'll see how he does in the NBA. But the game itself, it shows that where it is that you gotta take this to the street sometime. And it was like they got bullied. They got taken to the backyard and play some real basketball. Because if you look at Baylor, it's just a bunch of beefy, there's athletic, dudes, and Gonzaga's like boring. It's boring. It's Gonzaga. My girl calls it Gargonzola. Like, she's like, "Oh, is Gargonzola playing?" I'm like, "Yeah, Gargonzola."
I mean, you said it best on the show that seniority is going to win you championships.
I've always said that.
A lot of those guys are juniors and seniors and upperclassmen on the Baylor Bears. So they came out and Gonzaga didn't lead once that game, man.
They blew the brakes off them doors quickly.
Gates, I think they scored like 13 points on them, 13-0, and that's a hard deficit to climb out of. Your head's kind of taken out of the game there,
Yeah.
and it's college basketball's kind of whack. They do 2 quarters, not 4 quarters. So you gotta you know get into the game really quick on
I
that.
mean, it's still 2 halves. It's 40 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of running for these kids. There's
It's
no
the same thing. They got the same amount of timeouts. They got TV timeouts. They get breaks all the time. So no, this I don't want to hear none of these excuses.
I'm not trying to
Gonzaga got exposed.
exposed. They're a talented team from Suggs, Timmy Kisper. They're all really good players. They play really good basketball, but there's something about this Baylor team, man. They're shooting out the gym, man. They were just shooting and shooting and shooting and not missing anything. So that's hard to come past. So
Yeah.
um, I think so. With this going forward, what do you think of next season to gear up for college basketball? I remember last episode we did, or maybe 2 episodes ago, we did the Blue Bloods aren't in the tournament this year. A lot of those guys were out. Are we going to see the rise of those programs again? Do you think they're going to rebuild and be back?
So in the last few years, I mean, think about who's been winning. We had a Virginia one. What, Texas Tech, did they win? Or was it Virginia? It was Virginia versus Texas Tech. I mean, you can start to see there's a slip in these like Kentucky's, Kansas, UNC's, Dukes. And I looked at the odds for next year, and they still got Duke with the third best odds to win it again, and Kentucky with the fifth. And I'm thinking, yes, they're going to have the most talent, but we see the same. Like it's really hard for like these blue bloods because these blue bloods now are one and done schools. Like Villanova, that's like a school where you go 3 years, pay your dues 4 years, and that's why the Villanova's been successful. Michigan State, they're notoriously known for having 3 year and 4 year players. So the schools that stay on that path of having 3 year players, at least 2 year and 3 year players with some 4 years and stuff like, and you're still gonna go for your one and done if you can get them. But I wouldn't want to litter my whole team with one and dones because it doesn't really work. Like we've seen a lot of like we give Calipari a lot of credit for the amount of guys he sends to the NBA, but I mean it's not like he's running around with 5 national championships. His job, he does a good job getting these kids, getting them in line, and then getting them paid in the NBA. But it's not like he's out here just winning championships every year. I mean, it showed again this year that he can. They didn't even make it to the tournament. So Duke is going to be in the same boat because not everyone's going to Duke for the same reason. The Tar Heels, shout out to my Tar Heels. We just got Hubert Davis. Shout out to him for getting that promotion. Roy Williams, he did a great job at UNC, but I don't know. It's a weird time in the NCAA. I definitely want to. I know we don't talk about college too much on this show, but I do want to kind of talk about the as not today, but on a different episode. I really want us to dive into like the state of the NCAA as far as like players getting paid and one and dones and all this stuff with how they handle with COVID and just a lot of different things. I definitely want to have a longer show on that, but for today's purposes, the Gonzaga's bad. They're not bad, but Gonzaga's what I thought they were. Like, who said that? They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. Romeo Cannell? No, not Romeo Cannell. What's his name? And you want to crown them? To crown their ass. The Vikings coach. God rest his soul. You know what I'm talking about? They are who we thought they were. So someone's gonna watch this and be like, "Oh, how do you not know so and so's name?" And we let him off the hook.
Dennis something.
Dennis Green.
Dennis Green.
Dennis Green, and we let him off the hook. But the Gonzaga's who we thought they were, and Baylor didn't let him off the hook. Next year, I can't even tell you who's going to win next year. It's not going to be Gonzaga though. I'll tell you that much. I got Michigan next year.
Michigan looks promising, but they're going to lose a lot of players. But Juwan Howard is enticing to go play for. I mean, if Livers was there for Michigan, it's a whole nother ball game. I felt like if that guy was present for Michigan. But 2 or 3 guys from Gonzaga are going to be gone, and then I feel like that program, I don't want to say will fall to earth. It'll be decent, but You know,
They're never going to fall to the earth because they again, we talk about level of competition. They're not playing nobody. They're not playing nobody. They're gonna run that conference for as long as they want to. As long as they have that coach, they're gonna run it for as long as they want to.
I agree, but it's they have a pretty decent program there. I mean, to get to the last two in the NCAA tournament is pretty good. They
Yeah,
had a good team. I mean, we can sit here and like bash them for all that, but they played good fundamental basketball. They knocked off some big teams,
yeah.
uh, but I don't think they'll be like top 5 next year or anything like that.
Yes, they definitely will. They always are. They always find a way to get a 1 or 2 seed, and then they slip up in the Elite Eight or something like that.
Well, Baylor probably won't be the same
No,
next year.
they won't.
Come back down to earth, but it's an interesting transition. And then you said I was about to ask you, how do you feel about Roy Williams stepping down and Hubert Davis as the new hire in North Carolina? Do you like that?
I'm proud of Roy, man. I mean, he's done it with 2 programs at the top of his game as a head coach. He brought UNC some a lot of good years as well. Hubert Hubert played at UNC. He's been an assistant since 2012. So it's not like they just pick some random Joe Schmo off the street. You know how kind of like how UConn did with Ali.
And then
You know,
screw
huh?
and then screwed him.
Well, listen, that's not that's not his fault.
Interesting. I like honestly, I like the hire. Plus, he has Sean May on his bench, who's another UNC Tar Heel.
Man, Sean May was whack to me. I'm sorry.
I was a big Sean May fan, and he had like the crispiest edge up in college basketball.
Sean May was whack. Sean,
He's whack. He's a Tar Heel, and he's in line, as an assistant coach now.
no. I'm not mad at Sean May. I'm just messing with him. I'm just being But Hubert, no, Hubert was my dude. Like Hubert, I used to actually play with Hubert Davis. Like I think it was NBA Live, and my boy can shoot. So I always liked Hubert Davis from playing video games with him. And then obviously I do my research and my history. I'm like, oh yeah, Hubert went to UNC. That's why I like him. Blah blah blah. And then he was working with ESPN for a while, and then he got the assistant coaching job. And when he was working at ESPN, I liked the way he was talking. I liked the way he was talking. I liked his everything he said to me made sense from a coaching standpoint, just from working at ESPN. So he's definitely somebody that I can definitely we can definitely build around as far as him recruiting. And he obviously helps recruits already for the last 10 years, so last 30 years if you want to be honest. So he's going to be a good transition for them.
I think he's not like a guy who's too old too. Like, there's a mentality that you got to have this old man as a head coach. I think he's just the right age to mesh with young athletes, relate to.
Yeah.
Say I played with some good players like a Patrick Ewing,
Now I was going to get to that. Now listen, you see what they're doing now.
Yeah.
You see it's a copycat league. Now some of these professional teams are scared to give former players, especially former black players, these opportunities. Penny Hardaway just won the NIT championship with Memphis. Georgetown with Patrick Ewing won the conference, made it to the tournament. Obviously they're disappointed, but I mean, damn, he did well. Juwan Howard, Fab Five. Juwan Howard did a great job this year, and he's going to continue to build and to do a great job. We're going to have Hubert Davis in there. We got some. I'm liking this direction that they're going in, where they realize that you got to think about it. We live in the AAU world, and these AAU kids, they have an opportunity to go to the G League now, because now that's what it is. Go to the G League, get a quick bag, and then enlist for go into the draft, or go overseas like something like RJ Hampton and get a quick LaMelo Ball, go get a quick bag, and then go to the NBA. Now you have an opportunity to be like, you went from the AAU circuit, and now you're about to go play with somebody who's done it before. That is value. That's valuable. You know what I mean? That's valuable. To say I play with Penny Hardaway, who at one point was on that path of being like the next Magic Johnson, or I played with Juwan Howard, somebody who's with the Fab Five. He made college basketball cool in the 90s. He has some hardware and stuff like that. So it's like, to me, that's a good direction from the go-to, because right now, when you think of a college basketball coach, it's like these old dudes, these old people who've been doing it. Like Bobby Knight and Mike Krzyzewski and Rick Pitino and they're all just older guys. So now we got some youth in there, and I like that.
To those guys' defense, like they're great basketball
They
minds.
are, they are.
Is I feel like in sports is they want to go off the tree and pick off the tree of the head coaching or the assistant coach lineage from these guys. But you're like you said, you're seeing it, taking a gamble on my alma mater and signing a player that was really good for us, may have won us a championship or got us there. Maybe we got an ESPN documentary out of it. Maybe we got some cool name out of it, but regardless, one, he's going to sell you tickets because he's a former player and a big name or somewhat of a household name in the NBA. Two, he's alma mater. And three, these kids coming in, if they know anything about the program they're going into, they know how important that guy is to that program.
Exactly, exactly.
I think if Jason Kidd is smart, he goes back to his alma mater and would go to California and recruit. That would be some dope shit right there.
Because you think about it, the alma mater thing is definitely a big deal. Because it helps the boosters. But like, all right, at least he's one of us already. You know what I mean? What was his name? Like Charlie Strong in Texas, or what's his name? Willie Tiger at FSU. They have no loyalty to these guys. Like, who the hell are they? You know what I mean? But somebody who's been there, brought your team championships or Final Fours or conference championships or exposure and stuff like that. Yeah, bring them back. Like if Adam Morrison, I don't know what that bum is doing right these days, but if Adam Morrison needs a coaching job, shoot, Gonzaga, he go get on. Gonzaga will be perfect for him in a couple of years.
What's going to be exciting next year? I think Mutombo's son is going to Georgetown.
He is.
I'm excited for
He
that.
is. Yeah, I think he's playing in Atlanta right now. No,
Yeah.
I forgot what high school because Dikembe was on like TNT like a month ago, and he's been going. He just came from his son's game to get to the interview, but yeah, his son's going to go. That's beautiful. Like all that means that we're getting old because the kid.
When did Shaq's son go to LSU? Isn't it this year too?
He got there this past season because he was in Cal, then obviously the heart thing, and then LSU. I know he's got a lot of different kids, so we gotta. I know a lot of them gonna have options, but yeah, it's Sharif. Yeah, Sharif is at LSU.
I'm excited for college basketball next season with the lineage too. That'll be
It's dope. It's dope.
to watch. MLB season, we got 2 series in opening week. It's really short for us to discuss. We just threw some topics in that could be somewhat interesting. Texas is allowing full capacity, 40,000 fans already at the stadium day one.
It was out there.
Out there. COVID isn't a thing in Texas. The MLB All-Star game is now being moved from Georgia to Colorado because of voter suppression.
Mhm.
And the governor didn't want to throw the first pitch at Arlington because of them moving it from Georgia.
Yeah.
So it sucks to see politics being thrown into sports this way. But it is what it is. Players have their platform to say what they want to do. And I tip my hat to MLB baseball for sticking to their guns and being behind the players on that. Because last year they were kind of shitty with the whole COVID thing going on. Manfred said kind of question.
They was like, "Yo, we just gonna throw him in the fire. We gonna figure shit out."
They did questionable things because they saw how Korea got things under control and they decided to, we're gonna do the same thing.
That was the only thing on TV. It was Korean baseball. I was like, "Shit, I had to wake up at 5 a.m. to watch that."
But yeah, man, like they stuck to their guns. They made this move, and I'm proud of baseball for doing it. That's a big move for them. But I mean, what's there to really talk about? Like it's just it is what it is. I mean, COVID, it just sucks for sports, but you're seeing a league that kind of has it under containment. But when laws of different states come into play, it's a whole different thing. The Mavericks could be letting in full capacity of their stadiums, but Mark Cuban's like, yo, let's hold on that a little bit. So,
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, to me, it's at the discretion of the owner of the team. At the end of the day, the owners are it's not the commissioner that runs the league. It's the owners that run the league. So if Like for example, I know the Lakers and the Clippers are starting. Like Staples Center is about to start allowing fans back in. Atlanta's already have fans for a while, as far as like the Falcons, not the Falcons, the Hawks. I'm watching Phillies games. We got fans at the Philly game already. I mean, they all. It's not 100%, but they're all maxed up. But we got fans in Philly. So it's the anticipation was for it to be around April, May anyway, for them to be at capacity, or not full capacity, but to start allowing fans back in like in heavy doses. We already knew about the Texas thing. Look, Texas was the first to open up, and that was like how long ago? 2 months, 3 months ago, when it completely opened up. Like as far as like the state of Texas.
No, it was like it had to be like a month and a half ago.
So if they've been opened up for about a month and a half, you think you're surprised that the Rangers are going to be opened up at 40,000 people?
They had the World Series there because they built that big stadium and they
Exactly.
day one, so they were like, we got to recover this revenue.
Exactly. And the most important thing to the owners, whether you want to be honest or not, is not the players, it's your bottom line. So how can we make sure that we are making money? Like the thing about professional sports, there are some owners that want to win championships, and there are some owners that are making sure that their investment is being taken care of. So you can't be you can tell in every sport, there's like a select few teams that all right, they're serious about it this year, and other teams they're kind of just like, look, we gotta, like for example, you think like okay, we're talking about basketball real quick, like the Thunder, like they shut down Al Horford, like. Yeah, they shut him down. They're not going to be concerned about his feelings or anything like that. They said, look, we want the young guys to play so we can see what money we're spending on these players. It's like it had nothing to do with his play or his anything. It's I'm paying you so and so amount of money. Let's make sure that the money I'm spending makes sense. It's the same thing with baseball, same thing with football, same thing with basketball, hockey. If it's a professional sport, they're gonna find a way to make money, and we can't be mad at that because we're the consumers. We're watching. It's not like we're not gonna stop watching the Rangers. Like if I'm a Rangers fan, I'm still gonna watch I'm gonna watch them play every game. I don't care. So it's just one of those things where it's like, at this point, it's been a year. Like it's been a year. Like I remember March. What was it? March 11th or 12th, 2020, as the worst day of my life because sports was taken away from me. If they think they found a science and a way to figure this thing out, I'm not going to complain. You're not going to get a peep out of me. So, the Rangers are going to do what the Rangers do. We're still going to watch. So that's what it is. So,
you get your COVID shot yet?
Nah, not yet. Not yet. Still trying to figure out what gang I want to be in. Everyone's posting Pfizer gang and Johnson & Johnson gang and Moderna gang and, all these stocks I invested into. Gang.
I get shot one on Friday.
Okay. Let me know how you feel. Let me know if you make it to the show next week.
Moderna gang. Oh, I'll be here. Don't worry.
You doing Moderna?
Yeah. I mean,
damn.
If they said Johnson & Johnson, I've been like,
nah. I might do. I might do the little Pfizer thing.
So, Texas is reckless. Baseball's been pretty fun the first 2 weeks, though. A lot of grand slams being hit. We have like 5. Actually, today we'll have 6 because the Cincinnati Reds are on a tirade right now. Just hit one today. But a lot of home runs being hit, which is exciting for baseball. Pretty good pitching, from some of the aces in baseball. Your boy Nola's putting on a show today, which is nice to see. Phillies leading the division.
Listen, that's what I wanted to talk about. So I was waiting for you to get to the Phillies. Now, look, the Phillies last year were very disappointing because I know we got the bats. We've had the bats. Our lineup is stupid. Like, we have a very good lineup. I'm happy that we re-signed JT Realmuto as my favorite player. Don't ask me. I don't know why. He was my favorite player in baseball right now. It's JT Realmuto for the last 2-3 years.
He's got a cool name.
You said what?
He's got a cool last name.
It is the last name. Realmuto. I love it. So we got my boy. We got Reese Hoskins. We got Bryce Harper. We got Segura. We got Didi. Alec Bohm. We have bats. Well, I've been preaching the same thing over and over. Our starting pitching is okay. Our bullpen last year was historically bad. This year, they haven't been historically bad. We obviously have, we lost to the Mets last night, and that happens. The Mets are loaded, but this year I feel. Remember, I said last week, I'll probably win 87. We might win 90. We might win 90. I don't know. I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like I'm liking to see all the phases of our game, come together. Obviously, we have the former Yankee, great manager. I love him to death, and I wish him nothing but success. I'm happy about my team. I am. I'm not gonna lie. Now, this could be short lived pretty soon when our bullpen start to suck. But as of right now, it's still very early. But yeah, screw the Mets. I'm happy.
It's definitely a tough division, but to be leading that division is good, and your aces doing work today, and Zach Wheeler did work the other day too. So you got a good 1-2 punch there. It just depends who's going to be the third guy to step up for them.
Eflin's been like Zach Eflin. He's like,
He's like a good 4. He's not a 3 in my
yeah,
book. He's the back end guy of the
because
rotation.
we had Arrieta last year. He would have been our 3, but we don't got him. He fell off.
He had a good game for the Cubs, but I mean, his age is there. I don't know where Vince Velasquez fits into things, if he's in the bullpen or where he's at, if he can get his shit together. But don't.
I'm not crazy about Vince.
Be surprised if the Phillies do become buyers and get another pitcher to throw into the mix. I could see it happening.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the Mets are stacked. The Braves are off to a slow start, but they'll bounce back. Anything is possible in the division. The Marlins made the playoff hunt last year.
And they're going right back to the basement. Because they're not. The Marlins are never a consistent team. They're going right back to the basement.
The Marlins just got to develop the talent they have. They've signed pieces to put around them, but they're not really playoff contenders. And then the Nationals, if they get all the oars rowing in the water, I mean, they got a scary 1, 2, 3 pitchers there. They got
God, they scared the hell out of me.
they got youth and want it without Bryce Harper. Anything is possible, but don't feel bad about the Phillies. The Phillies, they're going to be good. They're going to be really good this year.
We'll see.
They got the right coach, they'll be good. My Yankees look good. I mean, we're 3-2. We're going against the Orioles tonight. That should be a quick mop up for us, hopefully.
I got your boy. What's his name? Tyon. He's he's one of my pitches on fantasy. So I'm hoping for.
I'm wrecking in our fantasy league right now, man.
You are
wrecking. I'm up like 13-4. So
I'm getting wrecked. I'm getting wrecked by Kevin Lower right now, but I don't really care about that right now. It's week 1.5. I don't care about that. I always start off bad in fantasy.
in baseball, though, you're seeing some emergence of some like pretty good players too that are young right now. Like this kid Badu from Detroit.
That dude in Detroit, yeah. I was like, who the hell is this dude?
So 3 weeks ago, I went to go see him play in Dunedin. There was the Tigers versus the Blue Jays, and kid looks really good, man. I was like, yo, there's something about this kid. If he makes the squad, I'm gonna keep an eye on him. When they saw that call up, I was like, I gotta get this guy. So I put him on the roster. And then Jonathan India too for the Reds. The Reds are just mashing right now, but this kid has not stopped hitting.
On a tear. Yeah.
There's a lot of good things, but with seeing a lot of emergence of younger players in baseball, I think is really good. But you're also seeing another big injury come into with Fernando Tatis.
Yeah.
The Padres are all in right now. They're all in.
Yeah, that's not good timing.
Get past the Dodgers, eclipse them. Good news is he's not selecting surgery, so he shouldn't be out for a substantial amount of time. But we'll see what happens there. That's just a big pivotal thing. They did get this guy from Korea who's pretty stud-like, so he'll fill in for that. But it's just a shitty time to get hurt.
It's the beginning of the season, so these things happen every year. There's a really good player that goes down in the first week or two. So you got to give them time to recover. But they're all in, so they let them do what they got to do. Take his time to recover, and hope that the stuff that they have around them is up to par. But obviously don't rush him back and stuff like that.
Yeah, Wednesdays and Mondays are usually your rest days for your stars, and I know Judge has some soreness. Mookie Betts has some soreness going on too. just pray these guys can keep these guys healthy because I want to see a good MLB season, man.
They probably weren't conditioning properly during spring training.
Probably not, man. Mookie's drinking mimosas all fucking day since he won the World Series.
That's true. Well deserved. Well deserved.
So hopefully these guys can be conditioned right. Hopefully things can steamroll out and everything be fine. Because like I said, I want a good MLB season. I want to see this kid Badu do really, really good in baseball. Plus, he got a cool last name, man.
Yeah, Badu.
Last name, man.
Badu like Erica, but not spelled the same way.
I thought he was like from Curacao or something. He's from Georgia. I heard him speak, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh no, yeah, he black.
Stateside. I was like, okay, I'm okay
he
with
black.
I'm okay with this, man. I'm okay with it. But mock drafts out.
They are
1.0. I've been hounding KK for his because this is like
listen. First of all, that's the first time I ever done a mock draft in my entire life. I was like, listen, I only pay attention to what the Eagles are gonna do and who was before them. So everything after Philly, up until 2 weeks ago, anything after 6, I didn't even know who was drafting. And then we do that stupid ass trade. Everything after 12, I didn't care. So for me, it took a lot of time and research and kind of seeing teams' needs and who would be available, and then players that I actually paid attention to in college and who I liked. So, my list is out. His list is out. Let me know what you think, A-Rob. What you think about your list?
So it's 1.0. So I'm just going on speculation on a lot of things that happened. Mr. Adam Scheffner isn't really one to report on drafting and stuff, but he did say San Francisco's all in on Mac Jones. So when I heard that, I was just like, okay, he knows some stuff. I think people are overlooking Mac, but I think the 49ers.
I think they're blowing smoke up our ass on that one.
They could be, but like I said, it's 1.0. We got 2 more to go until the real one comes out, till before the draft. But our picks look, I think, pretty good. They're kind of similar in the beginning. People are kind of clowning you, saying Devontae Smith won't fall that far down. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't be surprised if he falls past us too. We might draft a corner over him, but looking at so I got Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Kyle Pitts, Penei Sewell, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Rashawn Slater, Trey Lance. These are all good players. It's not like I picked a scrub over Devontae Smith, and they're all needs for these teams. Now, the wild card, obviously, the Sam Darnold trade. We got how that affects what Carolina does, and then Atlanta. What is Atlanta going to do at 4? Atlanta's in a weird spot because to me, Atlanta is too good to be picking at 4. They're not a bad football team. They have a good team. So to me, it's like, are they going to start building for the future, or man, look, everyone's desperate for that 4th spot. Trade it. We don't really need it like that.
That's a big thing that's going on right now with Atlanta, and I feel like now that we know what the Jets are doing, it kills me to know Sam.
Listen, I want you to remember a month and a half ago, and you were talking about this Mormon kid that I don't want this Mormon kid from, and the Mormon kid's about to be your starting quarterback for the next 10 years. Be happy, bro. He's gonna bring y'all some success, probably. I don't know what New England and Miami and Buffalo going to do for the next 10 years, but be happy, bro. He's a good kid. He's a nice guy.
Make it clear. Told you I didn't want him, but I said until we know what happens with Darnold, we don't know what that's going to happen to that pick.
And I told you what was going to happen with Darnold.
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen, but there was also rumbling saying it wasn't going to happen. The reason that Corey Davis signed there, which that was smoke up everybody's ass. That Corey Davis signed him because he gets a chance to play with Sam Darnold. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. But until I saw that Sam Darnold was moved, I wasn't thinking quarterback. So now,
did it hurt you to see how happy he was when he walked into that little house party they threw for him? He was so excited. I felt that was the first time since college I felt like he smiled.
I'm happy for him, man, because he was put into a system where he was just failing, and it sucks. Bad offensive coordinator, switching from one GM that drafted you to a new one that's just I want to clean the slate, which
I agree.
I think that's stupid. You've just wasted your team that you're walking into 3rd round pick, and you're not trying to make him any better. But whatever, he's gone. We definitely know Zach Wilson is going to be pick number 2 on there. Now, 3 is where it gets tricky. 3 is where it's going to get a little bit tricky until we start heading into the draft. I know today they said the 49ers are attending Justin Fields' camp. So we'll see what happens there.
They don't see his camp and all this crap y'all hearing about Mac Jones out the window. Okay, this is Kyle Shanahan we're talking about. To me, all right, Mac Jones would be good for San Francisco. I'm not saying he's a bad player or a bad quarterback, but to me, I like Justin. I like the talent. I like his. I mean, he's speed. He's a 4.4 speed. Mind you, all his pro day 40s are fake. All his pro day 40s are fake. So let's just get that out the way because this is the fastest 40 times I've ever seen in my life throughout the whole 40 time history. So he's probably not a 4.4, but he's obviously at a very athletic quarterback. He's good size. He's got his head on his shoulders. He doesn't seem like a problem at all. So to me, take him. Take him. Like he's been in the limelight before. Take him, man. This is a dude that I know people are like, oh, he couldn't beat out Jake Fromm and okay. And then he goes to Ohio State and he didn't win. But okay. But listen, Mac Jones had a track team of athletes around him. He had the greatest coach ever in college football and maybe all of sports, and a great defense to back him up. So let's calm down a little bit. Tua had the same weapons, and we saw what Tua looked like last year. No offense, Dolphins fans and Tua fans, but come on now.
So
yeah,
you got Fields going there. I've got Mac Jones going there. Subject to change for me. Honestly, my heart says Fields will go 3. He should go 3. But if he doesn't and they take Mac Jones, I feel like Atlanta's going to keep that pick. And that's what they want is Fields because I know they've been linked to Fields for a very long time.
Why? I mean, why? Why do you think they're linked to Fields? Like what? Why? All right, are we done with Matt Ryan?
You got to get younger, I feel like, and they can't win with him.
How old is Matt Ryan?
He's got to be approaching mid-30s now.
Okay, how old is Aaron Rodgers?
It's a different breed. Man.
How old? No, like okay. How old is God? Who's a middle-aged quarterback? That Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, but like that's loyalty to those programs. Those programs love those guys. Same with the Falcons. Don't get me wrong, but new GM each like 3 years is a new GM, and they're like, I wanted to mix things up. But eventually, the ownership is going to crumble and be like, okay, get the guy.
Matt Ryan has not been the issue there. It's been their defense and it's been their lack of coaching. Like their coaching has been terrible and their defense has let them down. They've had 28-3 leads on the Patriots. They had 4 games this year where they were up 35-10 in the fourth quarter, finding a way to lose those games too. They have good receiving core. They have they might want to figure out the running game, but not on day one, obviously. To me, they should go get. I put Kyle Pitts for them to give Matt Ryan another weapon. But to me, if they don't trade out of that pick and Penei Sewell sitting right there, protect your 35, 36-year-old quarterback, and then build your defense. Like your defense has been letting you down a lot. So to me, quarterback is not important for them right now. Like getting a quarterback is they're gonna finish the same record that they had last year if they draft a quarterback in the first round. It would make no sense.
I'm with you on. I think they'll trade out of that pick. If that's the smartest thing to do, get more picks, trade down, get the things you need at the right area. But I'm having fun with it. Like I said, it's 1.0. So I'm saying Fields. I like the Pitts one though. I do like Pitts.
I don't because I do not want the Falcons to be happy, aka a certain Falcons fan who is also a UF fan to be happy with this pick because then I'm gonna have to listen to him speak about this forever, and I don't want to hear it. So I'm hoping to trade out his pick and then draft offensive lineman like Rashawn Slater or something, and I can move on with my life. Like I'm very petty. I don't want players that are really good to go to teams that I know people are fans of. So I want like the Bengals to get Kyle Pitts. That would make me genuinely happy that he's somewhere that I don't have. Like Joe Burrow and Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But if they can't get Kyle Pitts, like you have the Bengals picking Jamar Chase, I can see that. But
I could too. That's why I want to have fun with it. But
that you're having fun. I can see it, and that would be fun for like fantasy wise. But real football wise, the dude that just tore his ACL, you get a generational talent at tackle to protect your first overall pick.
I agree. I'm having fun with it just because I hope some news starts coming in on it. But your first, looking at your list, your first
I
forward.
got Mac Jones going all the way to 19. You think that's too far?
No. I could see that happening too. I could see him going to like the Bears or the Washington.
The Washington football team to me is a very intriguing place for him to go to because think about it. You think there's you think that they're set on Heineken Beers National Beer Day on Tyler Heineken and old man Fitzmagic to be their future after they just got rid of Haskins, screwed that one up, they got rid of Alex Smith, and they played that playoff game against the Bucks with somebody no one's ever heard of. So to me, either they trade up a couple spots or see kind of how it's looking. But to me, Mac Jones would be a good look for Washington football team. So I know it's a little deep. That's the team I envisioned him on though.
I think that's a realistic place for him to land is at 19 or 20 in my books. Um, where I have Sewell in my first draft, I don't think he's gonna fall that far. I only put him there for the fact that he said it would be a dream come true for him to play with Herbert. So I just in my mock draft, I made it a dream come true for him to play with Herbert and fall to the Chargers. But realistically,
Wait, you had Seawolf falling to the Chargers.
I did have him.
Boy, have you lost your damn mind?
He's not gonna fall that.
Come on, Skip.
Mock two is gonna be different, bro. Like
No way, no way, no how. Okay.
I'm having fun with it. One.
Did you hear about the Cowboys?
What do you mean?
You didn't hear? There was like this report.
Barry Jones, yeah, he's got a hard on for.
Bro, I will literally, bro. They do not need him. First of all, they already have Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, C.D. Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott, Dakota Prescott, and they got that one boy that's a tight end. I forgot his name. He's all right. If they go, I don't care what they have to give up to go get him. Because to me, at that point, their offense is super set. If they go and get him, I will lose my mind. Because that means I have to deal with him for the next 10 years. I don't want to deal. I don't want, I know the Giants, for whatever reason, have been linked to Devontae Smith too for some reason. I don't want Devontae Smith going to the Giants. I don't want Kyle Pitts going to the Cowboys. I don't mind who Washington picked because I actually don't hate Washington. I don't want the Falcons to be happy. The Dolphins, I'm always on the fence about how I feel about Dolphins fans, depending on how lunatic they sound. Because Dolphins fans be saying the wildest shit for a team that hasn't won nothing since 1975 or something. So I don't know. I'm a little cynical right now, but yeah, Jerry Jones is wild. He's calm down.
We talk a lot of shit. So we're gonna do one special. We'll do everything draft related, which will be a lot of fun. I want to dissect into three things before we go to our last segment. First thing is, now that San Francisco has moved up, and now that Darnold has been traded, Broncos seem very enticing for a quarterback now.
Are they getting Trey Lance?
You think they're going to get Trey Lance?
Yeah, they're going to trade the 4 to get him from the Falcons, or they're going to, let's look at this list. They're going to pray. They might have to trade with the Lions. They might have to trade with like the Lions or the Panthers just to get that spot up to go get Trey Lance, just so they can feel secure. But to me, because, obviously Deshaun Watson was supposed to be like an option for them, and we know how that's looking right now. So they're not sold on who, with home buddy that they got right now. To me, it's either they go to 4, go to 7, or pray that he falls to him at 9, which is very likely that he does fall to him at 9.
think he
which
did.
is why I put him as my person as the person they're going to draft.
We both have him at that. That's one that we both have going there, and I agree with that.
What if
Uh,
the Falcons surprise everybody and draft him though?
it wouldn't. Like I said, they've been linked to a quarterback in a lot of mock drafts that I see, but
It's weird.
as of coming days, they've been in talks to trade down, which I think is smart. That's what I wanted the Jets to do, but they didn't do it. So, my next question is: of these prospects coming in, who do you see will fall the most?
Quarterback wise, or just prospects in general?
Player that will fall the most. I don't think Sewell's going to fall at all, but I have a guy that I think is going to fall.
You know who could possibly fall? Justin Fields.
You think Justin Fields could fall?
And if for some crazy reason teams just don't like him, he could fall. I already have Mac Jones falling to 19, but to me, he was already like projected to be drafted like 15th or something by the Patriots. I have him slipping a little past that. But Devontae Smith could fall too because people are so concerned about his size, which makes absolutely no sense to me. So those three would be like my off the top of my head.
My biggest one, we both have him at 15. I could even see him falling to 18 is Micah Parsons.
Michael Parsons.
Like he was a top 10 locked in, man.
He was.
They were linking him already to Denver. Detroit was looking at it, but now with all these things shaking up in the top 5 moving around, or top 6, I'm sorry. It's crazy. Anything is possible, but that's my biggest surprise is Micah Parsons. I think he could slip, and I don't want to say this because it's a team I can't stand, but I was talking to a Dolphins fan through a DM, and I was like, "Yo, the Dolphins may have the steals of the draft if he falls to 18, like they could run away with the 2 best picks in this draft if that's the case."
Yeah. Well, I mean, who do you have the Dolphins drafting?
I have them drafting at 6. I have them getting Pitts.
Pitts.
And only my 2 will look a little bit better in the top 10. I'll be honest with you on that when I do mock 2.0. But I have them getting Pitts, and then I have them getting the offensive guard Vera Tucker from USC. So they're gonna have to get an O lineman to help out with Tua for sure.
That's why I have a Christian Darrisaw, another offensive tackle. But so Pitts could very well be there at 6, depending on what the Falcons do. Because the Falcons trade out of that pick, that means 1,000%. The Broncos are drafting a quarterback with that 4th pick, unless it's the Cowboys that just shock the day and do some crazy stuff like that. But so if they go 4 straight quarterbacks off the board, which would be crazy to me. Then 5, 6, and 7, you have Sewell, Chase, and Pitts all available. So Pitts can very well be there at 6 if the Bengals feel like they don't want Pitts or Jamar Chase. It's crazy the amount of people who can fall to 6. And you know what pisses me off? The 6th pick belonged to the Philadelphia Eagles 2 weeks ago. The amount of talent that can be available to us at 6, also that we can acquire a next year pick and a 4th round pick is, oh my God.
I want you to know that I'm praying for you that 1st round pick turns into something great. Okay. I'm praying.
Do you understand how crazy it is that at 6 we can get Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts, or Penei Sewell, and we don't even have that option anymore?
The draft.
Bro, I'm about to lose my mind, bro. Damn, I can't believe it.
You remember when Chucky took Ceylon Farrell at like what was it, like top 5 or whatever?
It was 2 or 3.
I think it was 3.
That was
Anything is possible, man.
I looked at this man. I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you, man? Damn.
So let's take a look. This is the last part of this. What the draft we'll talk about. But I want to thank you. I think we've got the same picks for the Jets. I've succumbed to Zach Wilson. It's Zach Wilson.
Good job.
I wanna thank you for putting Najee.
Put Najee, yeah, I know.
I really want Najee to fall there.
He will. He'll be available there. It's whether or not y'all draft him or not.
He will be there.
Because the need for running back right before you guys, I don't see it. Colts, no. Titans, no. Bears, no. Washington, no. Dolphins could. Dolphins could, but if they go skill position first, I feel like they'll go offensive line or defense second. Cardinals no. So you guys, he will be there for you guys. It's a matter of who does your team prefer if they go running back, and if they don't go running back, you'll probably go like edge rusher or something.
That's what I say. Like we could easily go in that position. Defense, we could go edge, we could go corner. We could even take linebacker. Maybe even O line, but I don't think O line will be the thing that we go after there. Maybe second. There's a lot of good guys that are going to be O line available in the second round that are going to fall.
You know what's funny? So when we both started this show about our fair weather Eagles and fair weather Jets, I feel like we started this show at the perfect time because ever since we started this show, it's been a train wreck ever since. Y'all won 2 games for no reason, so y'all can get you can't get the first seed no more. We lost the last game on purpose to get the 6th seed, only for us to trade it to the 12th seed. Carson Wentz thing was a mess. We losing everybody. We fired our coach after we got rid of and y'all, it's been a train wreck for both of our teams. And now I want the world to understand why we identify as fair weather fans because if we put all of our heart and soul into it, we'll have heart attacks because it does take a lot out of us as fans of these teams that do crazy things like this. So I just wanted to put that out there. I wanted to draft somebody good at 12, and we might be dumb and go draft Kyle Trask, the Florida quarterback. Because, we want a quarterback, so we're going to draft Kyle Trask in the first round. We're going to do something crazy like that. Y'all going to mess around and draft in your second, your first, y'all going to get Zach Wilson. Y'all second pick, be worried. Y'all do some crazy, I saw his tape. He ran a 4.4. I want him.
I'm worried because everybody's like, every GM listens to each GM what they're saying, and they kind of like take everything, with a hint of salt. But everyone's like, running backs will fall day 2. There's a reason to reach and get that running back you need. But when you need offense, like your biggest thing is offense, you need that. Go get him, man. Just go get the guy that fits the program best. And I feel like Najee's that. But number 2, it's a toss-up. It could be anybody for us at 26. But my question to you is you have Devonta Smith falling there. You have Jalen Waddle going before Devonta Smith. A lot of mock drafts have that.
What do I have? Do I have Devontae falling to 12?
No, a lot of mock drafts have Jalen Waddle going before Devonta Smith. Maybe
okay,
he's bigger. So
yeah,
I'm not mad with that, like layout of stuff there. I think that's witty. I think a lot of people see the same thing too.
Yeah,
a lot of people are talking shit about Devonta Smith, and he's like, oh, wait a minute. I can definitely play football. I have a lot of credentials to back it up.
Yeah,
I have you guys getting Waddle at that point.
Correct.
Do you think, like, I know you want Devonta Smith. Do you really see that happening there?
I believe it or not, once we trade that,
we're kind of in the same boat. We both need a lot of shit on our team.
Exactly. So once we trade that pick I'm about to have a heart attack again, man. It's hard to breathe. It's like, if we had the 6th pick, we're getting Kyle Pitts, Penei Sewell, Jamar Chase, and I'm happy with either one of those 3. There's absolutely nobody after that could be picked that I feel like is going to be better than those 3 players, correct? Now that we're at 12, we're in no man's land. I have no idea what we're going to do because I don't know what these other teams are like. I've seen a lot of teams pick, a lot of mock drafts had the Lions picking Devontae Smith instead of Jalen Waddle. And I, being from Detroit, I know Detroit is a stupid ass organization. So I know for a fact that they won't draft Devontae Smith because they're idiots. They're gonna screw up this whole thing and draft Jalen Waddle anyway, or somebody else. They're gonna draft somebody that's not Devontae Smith. So to me, after that, the only other team that could possibly draft Devontae Smith is the Giants. And to me, with them getting Kenny Galladay, they got Ross. They still got the dudes that they already. I mean, they got what's his name, Slater. Well, so they got there, and they got Evan Ingram too. They got Saquon coming back. They have no reason to draft a quarterback. What they need is a solid offensive line and a better defense. So to me, all this crap about they're going to draft a wide receiver. I don't know why the Giants would do that, but hey, anything is possible. Do I think Devontae can fall to us? Absolutely. Do I expect us to draft him? Well, now, like I said, we're the Eagles, man. We got Howard Roseman. As long as he's our GM, he gonna probably draft kicker, third string quarterback that hasn't played in 2 years, but he looked good on film. Some dude who opted out but has character issues. He's gonna do something stupid like that. So I don't really know. At this point, I'm hanging my fandom by I hang on to my fandom by a thread right now. I'm a little concerned because like I might be I'll live. I'm gonna see what the Bucks gonna do. I might be a Bucks fan again next year. I might have to switch it up for a year so I can put them on notice before I go back to my roots. But I don't know, man. It's tough. It really is tough.
It's gonna be interesting. And my bad, I said you had getting Waddle. I said, but I think I had you guys getting Fairly is what I had you guys getting at that
Oh,
point.
you had us picking fairly. That's right. So I was gonna put either we get Patrick Surtain or Fairley
Horn.
or Devontae or Jalen Waddle or Michael Parsons. Like we can literally draft so many different positions because we have so many positions in need. Hell, I would not be surprised if Mac Jones is there. We'll draft Mac Jones. Like man, I don't know, man. I don't want to talk about the Eagles anymore right now. I need to go on a break for like a week before we can talk about the Eagles again. So yeah, you got to give me some time.
Let's save that headache. We'll put our next mocks out or
If
next.
we're gonna talk about any Philly teams, if they're not the Sixers or the Phillies, the only two teams outside of the Eagles that I care about, because I don't give a shit about the Flyers. If we're not talking about those two, I don't want to talk about Philly sports right now. So
We'll save you the headache. We'll put mock draft 2.0 out next week for you guys. Nine.
breathe.
We'll definitely have a show dedicated to the draft. We can just dissect everything, but be on the lookout for 2.0. Then we're going to close the show now. We usually do where do you go to college, but Stephen A. wanted to have a heart attack last night, and I don't blame him for wanting to have a heart attack.
So we've done 2 weeks in a row where Stephen A. has been the reason why we're not doing where to go to college. Last week we did the movies, and this week we're doing
NBA's top 10, 25 and under. And to be clear, last week it was Stephen A.'s joke of a list, but now Stephen A. and we are on board with what Stephen A. is saying.
his entitled heart attack.
The right to be fired, whoever made this list. And their argument is where their age is and what they can produce going forward at that.
You know what makes it worse? So they're the top 25 under 25. We're only going to do 10. But what makes it worse is that the person that made this list works for ESPN, and Stephen A. was asking for his head. So that makes you know. I don't know how y'all feel about that list, but spoiler alert: LaMelo Ball, stop it. Stop it right now, okay? I'm getting tired of it.
Let me run down the list that they have. So we're just going to do the top 10. There is 25 under 25. You can look at that whole thing if you want, but we're going to stick with the top 10.
So do this first, yeah.
There's some good ones there. Where they're at, I think is very, very questionable. And there's some guys that have definitely that they forgot on there that we're going to give our top 10 after that. Mm-hmm. So number one, I think we all can agree, and I think we all agree number one is got to be Luka Doncic at 22. That's a pretty good one for your number one. They have it too. Zion Williamson, he's 20 years old. He's an inside presence. He's a force to be reckoned with. His ceiling could be Charles Barkley. It could be Blake Griffin. We don't know. There's a lot of growing to do, but he's still 20 years old, and he's putting up good numbers. At number 3, give me this guy's name for the love of God, because I'm over everything with this kid. LaMelo Ball, 19 years old at 3. Okay. I don't want to hear that. At 4, disrespect Donovan Mitchell, who is 24 years old. 5, Jason Tatum, 23. 6, De'Aaron Fox, 23. 7, why is he here when he's probably the greatest defensive player in basketball? Ben Simmons at 24. More disrespect here at 8, Devin Booker, 24. Bam Adebayo, 9 at 23. And then at 10, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 22. Yeah, I'm whatever about it, to be honest with you. I get some of these guys are aging at 24, but it's supposed to be at a list at 20 under 25 right now.
Correct.
So like
Correct.
Mitchell, Ben
Do
Simmons,
your list.
Booker will all be 25 by the end of this year.
I don't care. Do your list.
Exactly. Okay, so now
Do
we're
your
working
list.
because LaMelo Ball in your top 10 is a joke. I'm sorry if you have LaMelo Ball in it. My number 1 is Luka, 22 years old. My number 2, you will definitely appreciate this because I think he's very, very valuable to the team, to the game. He just don't like to shoot. Ben Simmons, 24 years old. Number 3, Donovan Mitchell at 24. Number 4, Devin Booker, 24 years old. Number 5, Jason Tatum, 23. Zion Williamson comes in at 6 for me at 20 years old. Now here's a guy that not on this top 10 list that should be there. Jamal Murray, 24 years old. He just turned 24. 8, John Morant, 21 years old. 9, Trae Young, 22 years old. And 10, Bam Adebayo at 23. Shai doesn't even make my top 10. I'm sorry. He's always hurt. I don't care if he can dress good.
All right. So I have a different list. Some similar players, different order, but different lists. Number 1, clearly, Luka Magic. I mean, what more can I say about this young man? I mean, he's been playing professional basketball since he was 15. So this is too easy for him. So Luka, yeah, that's easy. Number 2, might shock you a little bit. I got Donovan Mitchell as my number 2.
I'm not mad with that. He was going to be my.
Now, I remember when the rookie of the year thing happened, and I was all over Ben Simmons. Like, yeah, Ben Simmons for sure. Even though he wasn't a quote unquote real rookie, he was a rookie. I don't give a damn. It was his first year playing professional basketball. So, but Donovan has definitely, like, I call him my young Dwayne Wade. Donovan has definitely like creeped up my list of like players that I like and talent in the NBA. So I got him as my number 2. Now, my 3 and 4, the reason why I like them so much is because of Kobe Bryant, actually. Because their game and their attitude and, they kind of like the way they are at their age right now kind of just has that Kobe thing to me. So I got Jason Tatum as my number 3, actually. Okay. And I feel like, now I know Boston, and I know y'all from Tommy Sports. I'm sorry that Embiid had to kill y'all again last night. I'm sorry that we're 3-0 against y'all. Embiid's averaging 38 points a game against the Boston Celtics this year, by the way. Doc Rivers lit a fire under his ass. But, so, no offense, Boston. I know y'all suck right now, and it's not looking pretty. But you have a young, bright future in Jason Tatum, okay? So be happy about that. I got Tatum as my 3rd. My 4th is Devin Booker. I've been a huge Devin Booker fan since his rookie year. I feel like his game is getting better and better. All he needed was some veteran leadership. He got Chris Paul in the locker room, and now look at the Phoenix Suns. They're a legitimate threat in the Western Conference. So you got to give Chris Paul a lot of credit for that. But Devin Booker is a cold dude, and his jump shot's crazy. He's got to get a little bit better on defense, but I like me some Devin Booker. Number 5, now I'm gonna put Ben Simmons there. Now Ben Simmons' offensive game was at the level of Jason Tatum or Devin Booker or Donovan Mitchell. Ben Simmons would be my number 2 as well. He's obviously limited offensively. Open court. Ben Simmons to me is ridiculously great open court. His court vision is on another level. It's on that like Penny Hardaway, LeBron James kind of like, he can see the floor. He's so fast. So to me, him in the open court and him defensively, and I feel like his intensity's gotten a little bit better as well this year too with Doc Rivers at coach. Obviously, he's offensively limited a little bit. Free throw percentage could be a little bit better, but I'm gonna still have him at number 5. Number 6.
Let me pause you quick. 2 through 5 was all interchangeable for me. All those guys, I feel like they're all really, really good players. So wherever you line them up, and I think we got different orders, but they're still within our top 5. So I agree with everything you said. So
cool. I like that. Thank you. Now 6 and 7 could have been interchangeable for me, but one of them, helped take his team to the NBA Finals. So I got Bam Adebayo actually as my number 6, and I have Zion as my number 7. To me, Zion could easily shoot up this list really quickly if I felt better about his health in the future. Obviously, he's a bigger dude and not the tallest guy in the world. But he has he's 63% from the field. He be dropping 30 like it's nothing. No one can really guard him. But for me, for somebody who plays that close to the basket, I need to see more rebounds a game. I need to see better free throw percentage. I need to see for somebody who's going to have the ball in big time moments. I need to see a little bit more out of him in those situations. Now, to me, the Pelicans have who my number 8 is actually Brandon Ingram. But he's actually dropping in my list as I think more and more about it because they got Zion, they got Eric Bledsoe, they got Brandon Ingram, they got Josh Hart. They have a good team, and for them to be 22 and 28 or whatever they are right now does not really make sense to me. And so to me, Brandon Ingram, again, another dude that I think he's cold. He got a little bit of that KD in him, a little bit of that, that offensive swagger to him. But he is limited defensively, and honestly, I could probably kick him out my top 10 by the end of this conversation. Because right now I have Jaylen Brown as my number 9. Townie Sports, Boston. You got young talent, and then I have Trae Young and Jamal Murray tied for 10th. However, I can easily pull Brandon Ingram out of there and have Jaylen Brown, Trae Young, and Jamal Murray as my bottom 3 of my top 10, and I'll be happy about that. Trae Young, I like this dude, man. I don't know what it is. This small little, light skinned dude. Somehow he be just dropping 30 like it's nothing. Something similar to Steph Curry. He got a little, he's got a little swagger to him in Atlanta. And Atlanta looks a lot better right now. They're a good team. They got some good talent around him. So I like Trae, and then Jamal Murray. I could not have him in my top 10. Kind of like Stephen A. had five movies in his number 5 last week. I had to have Trae and Jamal, but right now I might drop Bi out of there and just sneak Jamal right back into there, and I'll feel good about that.
I'm okay with that. I mean, there's definitely a good list of 25 players you could put into that. We're not going to go.
But LaMelo Ball should not be in your top 5. I am sorry. Top 10, no. I'm sorry. He's not. He's played 30 games in the NBA. He's a good player, but damn, he's not. Yo, I've been on this thing. I'm like, yo, all they show is his highlights, and then when he got hurt, it was as if like House of Highlights and Bleacher Report like was about to like, oh no, we got nothing to post. We ain't got nothing to post and no LaMelo Ball. I'm like, yo, get over it. Now LaMelo Ball dating porn stars and stuff, man. He's happy, he's good, but let him grow. Damn.
I would have Anthony Edwards higher than him too, man. My opinion. But there's a lot of good names on that didn't make the list too. That you had Brandon Ingram was, probably 12 for me. I had Jaylen Brown right on the cusp since he's finally coming into his role. Finally, we get to see one good dominant year from Jaylen Brown. It sucks Porzingis can't stay healthy because if he was always healthy,
he's under 25. Damn,
we drafted him at like 18. He's
poor Porzy.
Got to be like 24 by now.
That sucks.
So, yeah, man. Like there's a lot of good players that could make the list, but no Ball brothers on my list. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, Lonzo looking a lot better. And Lonzo, yeah, the Pelicans have a better Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Josh Hart, N'Keal Harry Alexander. They got Zion. I mean, they got Eric Bledsoe. They have talent.
It's youth. They got youth. They got youth on everybody, which is good. And it can gel if they can keep those guys together, gel, grow. But at what point does it become the Lakers all over again?
That's exactly what it is. This is and people were like LeBron, like, no, we're gonna give up so much title.
Zion's just Julius Randle, man. Basically, Zion's Julius Randle.
Well, no, he's definitely.
I'm saying in the role that he.
I see. You're right. This is the hard-working Lakers of 2016 and 17. That's what it is. Absolutely.
They got a better center who's probably the best pick setter in basketball, the wall of Steven Adams.
And they got Steven Adams. How do I forget his? Dog, they have a good team. And they're 8 games under 500. It doesn't make any sense. It don't make no sense. That's why Bi. I don't even know if I want to put Bi in my top 10 anymore because that's disappointing. He's supposed to be the leader of that team, in my opinion. He's the one that's been there, not the longest, but damn.
It goes back to what you preach. Youth doesn't win you championships.
Yep, you need some veterans in the locker room.
So these guys don't have that many veterans.
They got Steven Adams and Eric Bledsoe.
They don't. I mean, Steven Adams probably the closest thing to a winning culture there. Eric Bledsoe, not so much.
Yeah, no, you're right. Steven Adams was the only thing that they have as a winning culture.
Eric Bledsoe was on some like teams where he was supposed to be the next big point guard, and
he can never. Yeah. I mean, think about it. They replaced Eric Bledsoe with Drew Holiday, and they quickly gave Drew Holiday a 4-year deal. They said, "We like you a lot better than Eric Bledsoe. We're gonna give you this bag right now."
Just LeBron, go get your boy, man. Let him win a ring with you off the bench, whatever, man. But yeah, no Ball brothers on our shit. Stop that LaMelo Ball bullshit. I'm over it. Like,
just give him time. Give him time, bro. Like for real. Like he's young.
Even Anthony Edwards didn't make the top 10, man. Like I feel like,
and I like Anthony Edwards a little more than LaMelo Ball.
But the thing is, like, I get it. You were first overall. I get it. You were a lottery pick. I get you were having a good season. But it's just 1 year. Let's see how you transition in a year two.
Right.
When we saw. And we'll, I mean, what a game one for Zion Williamson when he came into the league. I mean, he dropped. They were like, he can't shoot threes. He went 3 from 3. He dropped like 26. Had like
10. I think he made like 5 threes that night or 6, something like that. Man, my heart was I remember I was watching it. My heart was racing. I was like, oh my God, we might have seen him.
And he was on minutes restrictions.
We might have ourselves the next one, and he still could be. But he's still young.
He easily pushed John Morant to Rookie of the Year. They should have did it with like Grant Hill and Jason Kidd and gave them both Rookie of the Year. But I get it. They don't want to do it.
You had John in your top 10. I thought about putting John in my top 10, but I just couldn't pick one of these guys. I'd put him over. So
he's just getting injury bug lately, man. But I feel like he's very a big necessity for the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies are like what? They're the 8th seed right now. And they're like in the hunt, in, out, in.
No, they're in. They're there. I love Ja. Don't get me wrong. Ja's a fan. Like I tell you, he's on my short list of my next favorite player. Ja, Devin Booker, Zion, could be. Luka's already crossed that threshold for me. Like I like me some Luka, man. That's a good player right there. So
Luka's definitely a good player. But I like our list. I think they're way better than ESPN. So that beat writer, you suck, man.
He's like, bro, I got paid for my list, bro. What y'all got paid for y'all list?
Lying there. Said I got some money in my bank account. What yours look like, huh? It ain't shit changed with the numbers in my bank account after I posted that. So let's wrap up the show. Twitter, you can find us at fair_weather_pod. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, The Fair Weather Podcast. You can find us there. Where you subscribe to podcasts, you'll be able to find us there as well. Whether it's through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever, we're on there. KK likes to throw out MySpace, so I beat him to the punch before he could get to it. Good luck trying to find us on MySpace. We could be there eventually. Yeah, that's the show.
All I have to add is, man, I hope you enjoy your beer while you're watching this or listening to this, because it's still, even if you listen to this after today, it's still National Beer Day every day for me. So happy National Beer Day. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin said, what? Drink some beer. All right. Peace.